Donald Trump, the president of the United States, is backtracking on immigration policy because he's realizing that by kicking out millions of undocumented migrants who work on farms, he's going to destroy the farming industry. He's going to destroy the agricultural sector. He's going to delay food going into grocery stores. It's going to be a major disruption of American life. Farms aren't going to be able to successfully replace people. And he's saying the quiet part out loud here. He just said that if an undocumented migrant breaks their back and they can't work, they're dead, as Trump says, because they have to go back to their country. That's why people are probably going to work through injury. People are going to do whatever it takes to keep working. He just said the quiet part out loud, as he does so often. So take a listen to this.
To their country with a pass back in legally, and we're doing things that are very difficult to do and very complex, but it works really well. We're sending them back, and then they're schooling, they're learning, they're coming in legally. We have a lot of that going on, but we're taking care of our farmers. We can't let our farmers not have anybody, these people, you can't replace them very easily. People that live in the inner city are not doing that work. They're just not doing that work. And they've tried, we've tried, everybody tried. They don't do it. These people do it naturally. I said, what happens if they get it to a farmer the other day? What happens if they get a bad back? He said, they don't get a bad back, sir, because if they get a bad back, they die. I said, that's interesting, isn't it? These are very, in many ways, they're very, very special people. Okay, go ahead.
No, okay, so
back to their.
You can hear the CNBC guy trying to stop that train of thought because he's like, this does not sound good, Mr. President, and you are just ruining your own career with that, as Trump does so often. You heard him say it himself. People in the city are not replacing farm workers. I'd like to see Donald Trump get on a bus from the Upper West Side, head down towards some farm in Central California and get to work picking strawberries. I'd like to see that happen. I'd like to see J.D. Vance, who's supposedly this rural guy that represents the middle class. I'd like to see him go to town and try to make some wheat. J.D. Vance, get out there on the farm and start making something, because if you want to talk the talk, let's see MAGA walk the walk. How come MAGA isn't working on these farms? What's up with that? So, yeah, of course, if somebody's in this country without documentation or they're awaiting legal status and they're trying to survive, making, minimum wage in the sun for 12 hours a day, just barely getting by, they're not going to tell their boss at the farm, hey, my back kind of hurts. I can't come into work today. What's going to happen? Boom, they're gone. They're gone. So, yeah, we have a pretty fucked up, broken system right now that's only being stressed and strained by this fascist administration that wants you to be afraid of brown people that are working on the farm, that are just trying to feed their families. Your neighbors, people that are in this country to survive, people that are in this country to pay taxes, and they want you to believe that they're on Medicaid. Seriously. Ask any undocumented migrant, are you on Medicaid? The answer, no. It's not possible. It's not a real thing. Only in emergency scenarios or if someone's giving birth. That's pretty common knowledge. But people will fall for anything that this president says. I truly believe that Donald Trump could murder somebody on camera and people would still support him. They'd find a way to justify that. They'd say, well, the video's a hoax, or, Trump had to do it. He's the boss. So shame on everybody who voted for this. Shame on everybody who thought they were voting for lower prices when in reality, food's about to get more expensive. Gas is getting more expensive. Electricity is getting more expensive. Tariffs, we haven't even really felt the full weight of that yet. Innocent people are losing their lives, being thrown into concentration camps like Alligator Alcatraz. Shame on people who voted for that.